Hello, I'm Deb Knight. Welcome to A Current Affair. None of us like copping a fine, but imagine being slugged time and time again for a car that's not yours. Caden Woods in a world of debt pain through no fault of his own, and he's not getting any help.
I loved the car, yeah, it was beautiful.
Did you ever think it would cause you this much grief?
Oh God, no. I got one scratch on it and I thought it was the end of the world. That's as much grief as I thought it would cause me.
You can tell by Caden Woods' camera roll just how much he adored his Subaru.
Just drove 45 minutes with my baby on the back.
It was your pride and joy, wasn't it?
Yes, but I couldn't afford to keep up with it. The payments were getting more. You know, COVID was in the middle of everything happening, so I just couldn't really financially keep up with it.
A regretful sale that was supposed to make Caden some cash, but has landed him in hot water, he claims, through no fault of his own.
So according to Spur and Council, I own it. According to the Department of Transport, he owns it. According to the dealership, I don't even know who they think owns it.
Caden says he sold his WRX to a dealership on the Gold Coast.
And the whole sale almost went through in about 24 hours. The next day I drove out to the Gold Coast, spoke with him, he had a test drive, said it was great, and then just told me to go to the transport department, get the plate signed over, and it was all sweet.
Or so he thought. 6 months after the sale took place, Caden says he received a fine from Gold Coast City Council for stopping on a yellow line.
I thought it was just a mistake, so I got it through Spur, not through the council. Sent it back to Spur, obviously saying, this isn't my car anymore, I don't own this. Got no reply, heard nothing back, so I thought they just corrected it.
But then came another, and then a third for obstructing access. Each time, Caden says he didn't find out about the infringements until the appeal window had closed and the debt had been referred to debt collector Spur, now worth almost $800.
They're all reluctant to basically fix any issue, or it's just jumping through hoops to just get nowhere.
More than a year on, Caden says Spur has threatened to take the money straight out of his bank account, and the school bus driver could even face losing his driver's licence. He says he struggled to get answers from the dealership. Have they been of any help at all?
Not at all, no. Absolutely no help.
Caden says he did as instructed, removed his personalised plates and filled out the paperwork.
And they're a dealership, he's meant to know exactly what to do. If there's any mistakes that I made, could have easily corrected it or given me a call, be like, hey, you've done this, can you come back and do that? But nothing. I didn't hear from them for, 9 months to a year.
He's got the debt collectors chasing him. That's extremely stressful. And the system really shouldn't be working that way. It's just a case of utter frustration.
Auto expert John Cadogan has decades of experience buying and selling cars.
Caden's problem is that the only people he can engage with at a face-to-face sort of level with the government are people who can't help him.
There's millions of used cars sold in Australia every year. In Caden's case, what's most confusing is trying to figure out where the problem actually lies. Despite countless calls, Caden's got nowhere.
Frankly, it cannot be that difficult to solve this problem because the registration's been transferred. The only thing they have to do is flip the switch.
With nowhere else to turn, mounting debt and his driver's licence hanging in the balance, Caden came to A Current Affair. We contacted multiple government departments, Gold Coast Council, plus the car dealership, and finally, after months of agony, some good news. The car dealership has now confirmed there was a clerical error made. Unknown to Caden, the WRX paperwork wasn't processed until 10 months after he sold it. The dealership offering any assistance necessary to ensure the infringements are directed to the responsible party. Spur has told Caden it'll pause the debt enforcement action, but Spur can't cancel fines. In a statement saying agency can withdraw a fine from Spur at any time. That's the Gold Coast City Council. It says City of Gold Coast is willing to review the infringement notices once provided with the correct information.
The whole ordeal is just me trying to figure out who I can actually get this sorted with.
It really shouldn't take the engagement of a major television network to make that happen and solve this problem.